situations and storylines involving all the little good animals on the driveway.
Having room to run and having space to use your imagination and create stories and fairy tales out of everyday life, I think that had a lot to do with me wanting to write and write songs.
Talent ran in the family.
My mom was an opera singer, so she was forever singing. I think it really kind of instilled in my mind that I'll listen to any music if it's good music. And that was what I think we passed on to Taylor.
We have these videos of when I was like 4, and I would run up to people on the beach and just start singing Lion King songs, a cappella.
Then when she started to change the words to nursery rhymes, I was a little puzzled, but figured, well, that's cute. And I didn't realize at that point that that was probably the beginning of her songwriting.
I discovered poetry when I was in elementary school, and I was so fascinated by it because I realized that if you get the right amount of syllables and the right amount of words and the right rhyme scheme in a sentence and you put it all together, you can make words just bounce off the page.
She was creative. She was also grammatically correct. She used adjectives. She used prepositional phrases, which first graders don't use.
The young singer-poet also had a desire to get up on stage, even if it meant trying out for the male lead in the school play.
There was one solo, but it was a guy. It was this character called Freddie Fast Talk, and it was the bad guy. I didn't care. I was like, I will dress up like a guy. I want to sing that song. And so I remember I had like a mustache, and we drew on eyebrows and put all my hair up in this hat, and I dressed like a guy and sang the solo.
She just strutted around the stage, and she sang her heart out and brought the house down. It was after that that her music teacher said to me, I think you're going to have to find another outlet for her because she just loves it.
Andrea and Scott took the advice and enrolled their 9-year-old in the local children's theater.
I got to play Kim and Bye Bye Birdie and Sandy and Grease and Maria and Sound of Music, and it was so much fun for me. But the thing that I really looked forward to the most was at the cast parties. After the shows, they had karaoke machines set up, and that's when I could sing country music.
And that was when everybody started to sort of pay attention and say, wow, she's a country singer.
I was really into Leanne Rimes and Shania Twain and Faith Hill and the Dixie Chicks. Ever since I discovered their music, I wanted to sing country music. Didn't matter if I lived in Pennsylvania. Didn't matter if everybody at my school was like, you like country music? Why do you like country music? You're so weird. And so I started karaoke at this old, broken-down roadhouse where they would have youth contests, and if you won, you got to open up for country artists at the amphitheater across the street.
10-year-old Taylor played the Roadhouse every week for 2 years before she finally got her shot.
I won the chance to open up for Charlie Daniels, and I played like way in the morning, and he played at 8 p.m., but I didn't care because I was so excited to get to do that.
But Taylor wanted more.
When I was 11, I saw a program on TV about Faith Hill, and it was talking about how she went to Nashville, and that's how she made it in the music industry. And so as soon as I heard that, I was absolutely obnoxious, just asking my parents every day, like, can we go to Nashville? Let's just take a trip. Please take a trip.
Over spring break, mother and daughter headed south, demo in hand.
I made it really clear, look, if this is something you want, you've got to do it. I'm not a stage mom. I didn't sign up to drag you into the music business, and so I would walk with her up to the front door and wait for her while she delivered the CD.
I walked into every single record label on Music Room, and I would run in with my little demo CD and walk up to the receptionist and say, hi, I'm Taylor. I'm 11. I want a record deal. Call me. I didn't realize that there were hundreds of thousands of people in Nashville trying to do exactly what I wanted to do, and that everybody had the same dream. And I went home, and I thought, just luck out and make it in Nashville. I've got to really, really work on something that will make me different. I've got to really work on this.
Some people got in a room with her and wanted to, push her around a little bit, like they knew more than she did.
It wasn't enough to land a record deal.
She needed to hone some skills, and that was when she literally took it upon herself to say, I want to play guitar.
this guy came over to fix our computer, and he saw a guitar sitting in the corner, and he taught me 3 chords, and I wrote my first song that night.
Taylor started performing around town at local fairs and festivals. Her middle school classmates couldn't relate.
The fact that she was trying to do something so different. There were times when it would alienate her. If she sang a national anthem for the 76ers, and it was in the newspapers, it was going to be a tough day at school.
I had to face a situation where I would literally walk up and sit down at a lunch table full of girls, and they would all get up and leave as soon as I sat down.
I'd be like, I'm going to call her mother? I'm going to tell her what her kid is doing? And she would be like, Mom, please don't do that. It'll be worse. So I didn't.
If they weren't going to talk to me, I was going to watch them and watch how they talk to each other. And I became really, really into watching people.